The 10 most beautiful things that happen when you sleep. For most people, the word sleep defines relaxation after a long day. However, your body undergoes many changes during the hours we are unconscious. The human body constantly separates, repairs and revitalizes the body from getting the damage done by the day and preparing for the day ahead. The next time we wake up like a different person, a more vigorous brain is formed. 1. Creating filing in the brain. Humans are very active organisms. Memories are formed by doing things, going places, and interacting with people. Memories are stored in the brain. However, as anyone trying to find a file on a crowded desktop knows, things saved are useless if they cannot be easily accessed and found. The brain actually repeats the events of the day during sleep, catalogs them and stores them in the brain's long-term memory centers. At the same time, the brain discards unnecessary memories. Preserving important long-term memories is critical to the proper functioning of people. This is because long-term memory is actually unlimited, meaning that these memories will stay with you for life. Most people can remember certain memories very vividly from childhood, but they feel much more challenged by remembering exactly what they did 2 days ago. This type of memory prioritization is necessary for the learning and retention of information, as well as the development of skills such as problem solving or mastery of a sport or game. Most of this memory consolidation occurs during one of the deepest parts of sleep, slow-wave sleep, where there is little other brain activity. As the mind moves into REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, the brain then balances critical memories for rapid recall. 2. Lowering of blood pressure and body temperature. Approximately 30 minutes before falling asleep, it begins to lower body temperature. It does this to the point where we can sleep for hours without starving our metabolism. As a result, heart rate and blood pressure also drop. Where this may not seem important, core body temperature drops from about 1.1 C to about 35.6 C, 96 F. It is 1 degree superior to hypothermia. Your body also needs less energy, so there is no danger of freezing to fall asleep. When we are about to wake up, blood pressure and heart rate rise rapidly. 3. Paralysis. Have you ever had nightmares and you couldn't run or scream? While this can be terrifying, this phenomenon, known as sleep paralysis, is what keeps us from playing all your dreams in real life, probably a good thing. Blocking neurotransmitters and receptors in the muscles of the brain during REM sleep, where dreams occur, effectively paralyzes you. Sometimes, it can happen for a short time when you fall asleep or wake up. During this time you are fully conscious but unable to move at all. This is pretty terrifying. 4. Stretching. During the day, gravity exerts pressure down the spine and the spine is compressed. As a result, fluid flows out of your spinal discs and you actually shrink by 1 centimeter, 0.4 inch by the end of the day. Similarly, when your back is relieved of all that stress, the fluid is allowed to be returned to the additional connections and stretch an additional 1 centimeter, 0.4 inch across the body. Although this difference in height is not that important, the lack of pressure allows children and adolescents to grow up while they sleep. In fact, we can only grow while sleeping. This is due to the pressure released from the spine and the legs when lying down and growth hormones released while sleeping. 5. Sleeplessness. While not everyone has to sleepwalk, we can include enough people from the general population, about 30%, on this list. A type of unconsciousness, also called sleepwalking, is technically a sleep disorder, and the brain is in a semi-unconscious state performing complex tasks such as getting out of bed, going to the kitchen, or even driving. Obviously, this can be very dangerous. However, sleepwalking is very common, especially in children. Parents can often be overwhelmed only to return to bed when their roommates are performing bizarre behaviors such as preparing a meal. Although research shows it may be genetic, but scientists are still unsure about people's sleepwalking. Sleepwalking usually occurs during slow-wave sleep when the brain is busy processing memories of the day, which may explain why the sleepwalker's short-term memory is not very active while in a docile state. In fact, the person in question will have no memories of the previous night's events when they wake up in the morning. 6. Body spasms. As described above, we are often paralyzed while sleeping, and this prevents us from performing in our dreams. However, there is a gray area. When the body is not physically asleep but awake, most people experience what is called hypnic jerk. It is believed that there is a delay between sending the brain to rest the message and the nervous system receiving that message. How this reaction occurs is not fully understood. Some scientists suggest that they were left on a primitive reflex that misunderstood from falling asleep from a tree. Others say it's misfiring, just because the nerves are off. Whatever the cause, hypnic events are one of the few reminders of the complex processes that occur while sleeping and that we can observe while awake. 7. More energy use. Most of the energy, about 80%, produced while awake is used by a variety of physical activities such as movement, breathing, and speech. While sleeping, this energy is obviously not used and the excess energy is diverted to the brain. This means that the brain's energy consumption is higher during certain sleep steps such as REM than when awake. This energy is used well by completing secretarial tasks that return while awake, such as creating and strengthening neural connections and removing waste materials. The brain is busy with more urgent and energetic tasks such as making decisions for other activities to occur throughout the day. However, there is free time to correct the brain during sleep. 8. Weight loss. Did you suddenly wake up because you are so thirsty? This is because your body loses 0.5 kilograms, 1 pound, of excess water into the air at night. Think about it this way, the temperature of the air in your lungs is around 36.7 degrees, 98 F. It is also full of moisture. Because most people's rooms are much colder than 36.7 degrees Celsius, 98 F, as the body cools, you extract moisture from your body into the air you breathe in asleep. The weight of the lost water is very small, only about 0.02 grams per puff. However, you can add more than 0.5 kilograms, 1 pound, of lost weight overnight. CO2 has a similar but less effect. Everyone knows that you breathe in oxygen, 2 atoms, and you breathe in carbon dioxide, 3 atoms. When more atoms come out than go in, an extremely small amount of mass is lost each time you listen to your breath. However, when you breathe in, each breath has about 1 billion trillion carbon atoms, so about 0.7 kilograms, 1.5 pounds, is lost each night. This also happens during the day, but you do more than replace water and carbon with food and drink. 9. Cleaning. During waking hours, toxins and other waste products accumulate throughout the cells of the brain and body. Your brain starts working when the rest of the body shuts down while asleep. Essentially, it opens a valve that allows cerebrospinal fluid, seen in the picture above, to flow from your spine to your brain, rinsing the tissue and removing all toxins. This process is part of a wider cycle known as cellular respiration, reactions that give cells energy from nutrients and sustain the body. The toxins removed at night are the leftovers from this process. Although this cleansing is all over the body, its effects are most pronounced in the brain, with the obvious effects of insufficient sleep. This brain scrap left behind is one of the main reasons why you often feel awful after a long night. 10. Dreams. How can we forget dreams? They are such an ordinary but significant part of life, and yet scientists still hardly understand anything about them. It includes the question, why do we dream? Every night your body is unconscious, your brain symbolizes an imaginary reality that exists only in your mind, but that you think is real. When you wake up, almost all of them disappear from your memory. As strange as it may sound, their dreams are considered a fact of life, like brushing teeth or working. Although the actual need of dreams is unclear, the related activities that occur during REM sleep are understandable and plentiful: long-term memory enhancement, brainwashing of toxins, enhancement of secretariat work, etc. This makes it even stranger that we know little about the dreams themselves. These questions are nothing new. Speculation about the cause and meaning of dreams is an awe-inspiring element of humanity for tens of thousands of years, dating back at least to the ancient Greeks and Egyptians. Despite the use of modern technology from MRI scanners to EEG detectors, theories about the origin and purpose of these mysterious experiences will remain theories, at least for now.